All right, so there's a scandal yesterday, and I said Rick Pitino will survive it because ultimately the local press will defend him. His athletic director's scared of him. ESPN's got the greatest inventory, and most of their reporters, though talented, are supporters and advocates of the sport. That's fine. I think Pitino survives it. Let's start with that. Does Pitino survive this?
I don't know, because we're in such a politically correct, silly environment where we want instant ramifications for issues we don't really remotely understand. And so I could see enough pressure and Louisville doing the politically correct thing and doing what they did to the Duke lacrosse coach down in Duke when it was clearly wrong. I could see that happening. But I could also see perhaps common sense taking over. Look, Randy Shannon at Miami dealt with this in a different way when Nevin Shapiro, the booster, talked about, hey, I got escorts, took him to strip clubs. No one blamed Randy Shannon. I don't remember the outcry, Randy Shannon must go because
but it wasn't on
Miami
campus.
Oh, I'm so okay. So
well, in basketball, you've got 13 players. Football, you've got 85 and 12 walk-ons.
They're still kids, and kids have sex on campus. Believe it or not, in the dorms.
Yeah, but sex parties with strippers. How does Pitino not know anything?
Sex parties with strippers go on college campuses and have since the beginning of time.
How do you know that?
Because I went to college, and a bunch of my friends did, and athletes and non-athletes. What do you think goes on in fraternity houses? No strippers inside a fraternity house? Never?
I was never in
Did we not
frats.
see Animal House? It's like I referenced the movie Porky's today. It's like high school kids. This is the America that we live in, and men, young boys, are sexually rambunctious. And I'm not, justifying or condoning it, but it is what it is. There is no shock here. The only shock to me in this whole story is the mother who apparently introduced her daughters to prostitution. That's the shocking thing. And, $100, and they're using all this code, a side deal. I mean, there are strippers and women all over America laughing out loud. $100? Side deal? I mean, that's preposterous. And, we're looking at Pitino like he's supposed to be all-knowing when...
Well, 20 parties, 4 years, he wouldn't hear anything?
20 parties, 4 years. Listen, do you know how much stuff an adult hears from young people that you don't know what to make of it? Do you know how often young people lie, exaggerate?
Yeah, I got kids a lot, yeah.
All the time. And so you might have heard something, but there's a million things you hear that are absolutely untrue. And so until someone brings you some real proof, and that's like, this woman argued on television like, loyalty is the reason why Rick Pitino would know about this. There's too many players that are loyal to him, and they would have told him. And it's like, she doesn't remotely understand athletic culture. She doesn't remotely understand that loyalty would make people keep him in the dark so he would have plausible deniability. This is an unsophisticated person that we're letting pontificate and awful theories about sophisticated issues, and we're taking her at face value, and no one's questioning a word.
I don't have any interest in her, really. I know it's the story. My bigger issue is we're brutal on college football coaches where erratic behavior, you're gone. Pitino had an affair with a staff member's wife and this, and I'm supposed to, I mean...
He had an affair, and, those of us over here in America have a very unsophisticated view of our sexual desires.
What do you mean by that? What's
President
that mean?
Clinton had an affair with Monica Lewinsky, and the president of France is over here laughing at us because we think it's a big deal, and we want to run the guy out of office.
Yeah, but he should be, as a leader and mentor of young men, more culpable. No?
Listen, he has responsibilities as a leader, but there are limits to that, man. As I wrote in my piece, most Americans who own a home or have an apartment, it's like they live in 2,600 square feet with like 3 or 4 people. And you don't know what the people inside your own little tiny home are doing half the time. Kids are smoking dope, having sex, getting pregnant, all kinds of stuff right inside their home. And parents are like, oh my God, I had no idea. I thought this person was perfect. And so here this guy is living miles away from this dorm with his own family, grandkids, kids, a job that X's and O's and all this other stuff, all these other responsibilities. And he's supposed to know?
You think that assistant coach went rogue with Rick Pitino?
He's a 24-year-old graduate assistant.
He went rogue?
Just removed from being an athlete himself. I think he had played overseas the year before. He's an idiot. He's a young person. And he's living in the dorm with a bunch of other young people who aren't very smart and sophisticated. And they did some dumb stuff that men do and boys do. And yeah, I think we're not talking, it's like everyone's acting like we're talking about a bunch of money. She said $10,000 over 4 years. That's $2,500 a year. I was a poor Ball State football player. I could come up with $2,500 a year.
Damn.
I could talk my parents. My parents were divorced, so I'd play them one off the other, and I'd come up with money. And my friends, we could come up with money. And
how would your friends come up with money in Kansas City? I couldn't come up with money. My dad was a doctor.
No, I was in Indianapolis. What do you mean? You just asked your parents, and they sent you whatever
I didn't have anything. My mom was divorced. My mom would send me razors and cookies, and they were broken by the time I got them.
Look, man, I wasn't as skilled at this as some of my other friends who were smoother and better looking. But, you know, there are very wealthy sorority girls who don't mind taking care of athletes. Wow. And, you know, you can get yourself some nice clothes, some spending money, some shoes.
By delivering the goods?
If you had the right game. No, it's not
you said the right game. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, just smooth. Hey, baby, I love you, blah, 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 blah.
Baby,
and I'm
I love
broke
you.
And play this little, I'm broke
Kristine.
and my parents don't have this.
See, Kristine.
I was so with Jason this whole time, but I was in a sorority, and I don't think me or any of my sorority sisters took care of any athletes like that.
Yeah,
as far as you know.
No, I think that
as far as you know.
I think that I was hanging around the people that would.
Yeah, but Kristine, you know,
potentially
girls lie as much as guys about that stuff because girls aren't
girls don't lie
supposed
to girls about that stuff.
Oh, you don't think so?
Hey, man,
No,
my best.
if I had friends who dated athletes in college, and they would have told me, "Hey, by the way, I'm footing the bill for this."
Oh, they were like, they were going to brag about that? I'm not sure about
well, you
that.
just don't understand how girls talk to each
I
other.
think girls are as deceptive as guys. That's all I'm saying.
Guys.
I think more so, actually. Because for guys, it's not bad if sex gets out. For women, it can be really damaging to a reputation.
Sure, but girls talk amongst girls. We all talk.
I don't know.
We just don't let you into it.